Welcome back to the Lemon Factor. I'm Chad, and today we're with one of our two project cars, our 2019 Honda Accord 2.0 Touring. And I have in my hand two upgraded motor mounts. Reason why I'm not going with the HASPORT is I really don't want additional noise, vibration, harshness being felt inside the cabin. What I do want is a little bit less flex or movement within the motor to give a better feel when driving, whether that's shifting in between gears, launching the car from a standstill, or cornering. I want to make sure that I have as much communication between what the car is doing and what I want the car to be doing. Motor mounts are just that. They're mounts between the engine of the motor and the frame of your car. And in OEM form, they help reduce the vibrations felt from the engine. When you upgrade, naturally, you're going to hear and feel some noises and vibrations that you otherwise didn't feel. We're gonna test them out today. So I'm gonna install the lower mount first, test it out, and then I'm gonna add the upper mount and see what effect that has on it. Maybe you can get away with just installing the lower mount, maybe it helps, and adding an upper mount doesn't add much more of a benefit. But we're gonna find out. Handling and responsiveness to the throttle, it feels about the same. It is definitely loud, and there is a lot of vibration on cold startup. Granted, that settles down when the RPMs drop down to 800, 850, so a warm idle. So that goes away, so that's good. However, driving it around, at any point, if you give it throttle, just light throttle, so casual driving, light throttle, and your RPMs are under 2,000 RPMs, you will have vibration. You have vibration at times in the dash when you let off the gas. So if you're coasting, you're cruising, you know, you're at speed, you let off the gas, it goes away. Because sport mode holds the RPMs higher, you don't notice it as much. You have additional sound, so it almost sounds like you have a throatier exhaust, and maybe some of you will like that, but my take right now is that I haven't found any benefit, just a detriment. If you like this video, if you found it helpful, if you found it entertaining, if you want to help support the Lemon Factor, please consider hitting that super thanks button that can be found at the bottom of the video. It's been a couple days. I've driven the car many miles under different driving conditions. On the positive side, it definitely does allow you to feel more of what's happening with the car. So there's more communication between the car and your inputs. Whether that's steering feel, which definitely feels much better, and the communication between the steering and what's happening with the suspension as you're going around corners. So it feels good. It feels like it's responding more quickly to your inputs. As far as acceleration, when you do give it throttle, it does have more of an immediacy in moving forward with the car. I don't have the sense that the engine is rocking within the engine bay. So again, that's really good. I think that's great. The downside, there's a lot of noise, a lot of resonance. There's no doubt about it that you've done something to the car. That it is louder from a decibels. It has a very different tone. It does shake, and not all the time, but at times you'll get a vibration in the dash. When you put it in reverse, because you're going slow in reverse, you have a shake to the car. If you're driving, you're cruising around, and you give it a little bit of gas, so I'm not talking about wide open throttle, just a little bit of gas, and your RPMs are under 2,000, you're gonna get a vibration. You're going to get that vibration immediately corresponding to your input in throttle, meaning once you let go of the pedal, it'll go away. What it feels like is if you're driving a manual transmission car and you pick the wrong gear and the car's engine is bogging down because you're lugging the engine, that's what it feels like every time you give it a little bit of gas under 2,000 RPMs. But that vibration is unique. It reminds me of when you go to a concert and you feel the bass, the music kind of in your chest. It's not that loud, don't get me wrong, but the vibration, the feeling you get, you do feel it. We went into this in part because of the traction. And I have done a couple pulls from a standstill, and it feels about the same, honestly. I don't notice a difference, except for the fact that you don't feel that the engine is moving, so it's a little bit more responsive, but that's different than improving your traction. I will be more formally testing that out in the very, very near future. But with that said, I think we're done for today. Thank you very much for joining, and until next time.